Have you guys ever noticed how similar flowers are to me? They look pretty. They smell pretty. They're mainly green. And most importantly, bees love them. That's why I decided to gather all the flowers in Minecraft, then turn them into houses. In total, there are 10 different types of flowers. I know there are more now, but I have to build in 1.12.2, okay? This is a long one, so let's get started, shall we? Let's start with this little yellow flower, known as the Dandelion. So the Dandelion being the smallest flower in the game, I decided to make the smallest possible house, except don't make it too small that it's incredibly boring. However, the Dandelion as a flower is incredibly boring. It is one of the original 2 flowers though, so you gotta give it some credit. I made this green house with this yellow roof, which has got a bit of a sandstone staircase in the middle of it, as well as this little top bit as well, to make it look quite unique and different to just a regular sort of house. You'll notice on that window at the back there as well that it kind of looks like the dandelion flower. I tried to shape it after that, except just a little bit bigger, obviously. And I'll show you around the inside in a second, as it is kind of basically decorated, as there's not much space in there. However, it does have a second floor. Bam! Pretty basic, just like the dandelion. So on each of the walls, apart from the back one, we've got some little yellow flowers as well. Flower pots on the side with dandelions in, of course. We got a nice lovely yellow rug, all your basic tools, a yellow bed, a working enchanting area, of course, and an ender chest over here. Upstairs is pretty empty. We got some tools though, and some armor, plus some vines hanging down from the ceiling. A basic little house for our basic little dandelion. It's looking floppy. Next up's poppy. So when I think of poppies, I think of poppy fields. So instead of doing a small house, kind of like I did the last one, I decided to do a bigger house, which is sort of got all these little different sections, kind of like a poppy field would have. Of course, again, we've gone for the green building, although it's the darker green, not lime green this time. And we've got some red bits on the roof, as well as some netherrack, which is the closest stair I could find that was red, other than like acacia, but that's more orange. I wanted to leave that for some later builds. The inside is pretty basic. We went for some spruce wood floor. We've got our red stained glass windows, which is of course the colour of the poppy. And we got a little poppy rug in the centre as well, just in case you didn't realise this house is made and designed around a poppy. Hopefully you can see what I mean by the different pointed bits are the different poppies in the poppy field. Of course, all the flower pots are filled with poppies, and inside we got the main section here with our tools and furnaces. Got an enchanting area over here. 2 bedrooms in this place, one of them here, very nice, bookshelves, painting, red bed. Over here again, bookshelves, another painting, jukebox, big old poppy rug in the centre, and a smaller one here in our little chest area. Then we got a little living area over here with some more poppies, of course. Pretty basic, but you know what? The poppy's a pretty basic flower. Don't be awkward in front of the blue orchid. That doesn't rhyme. Oops. Of course, we've got to build this one in the swamp biome because the blue orchid is only found in swamps. I decided to actually make this one look kind of like the flower in more ways than just a house, as we've got this sort of stalk up, and then we've got these little blue little house sections sprouting out from the top. I actually copied and pasted those 2 bits and then made a third section at the back which just goes straight up, as you'll see here, although keeping in a very similar style. Decorating the inside of these places was quite tricky as there's not really much space, but I did manage to get in all the necessities you need in a Minecraft house, as I'll show you in a second, although it is a bit of a weird layout, not something I would normally go for, to be honest. Of course, I also added a load of vines as we are in a swamp. The door is actually underneath this section up here. We've got some basic tools, chests, crafting table, all that. Head up our vine here to our chest room, and then up the vine once more on our watermelon floor. We've got some other areas, including some armor stands, decorations, a bedroom over here, and then of course over here as well, some more orchids in their flower pots, plus another bedroom with a blue bed this time. In here we got some decorations, more chests, and then up top we have our enchanting area. Used vines to climb up here instead of ladders, as I thought it would fit in more nicely with the orchid build. Eat bananas, get potassium, look at some Alliums. It's the only word I could think that rhymed. I also did the exact same with this build as I did with the blue orchid, where I tried to make it look as much like the flower as I possibly can, which of course meant this narrow, thin stalk that the Allium flower has, and of course the big circular dome on top, which I actually changed a bit later to look a bit different other than just straight out purple. But you'll see here I'm adding a spiral staircase in on this one, as I've used a lot of ladders and vines so far, so I wanted to make this one have a staircase. You can see here now that I did a mixed texture, and I also filled this place up with loads of little cool things, and I also decorated the stalk, which I'll show you right now. So I'm pretty sure this looks quite like an Allium flower, even if it is a bit of a monstrous looking thing. Inside the tower though, this is all nicely decorated with some bookshelves and some chairs and flower pots with Alliums in them. All the way up, you have lots of nice little bits of decoration, just so it's not super boring when you're climbing this massively spiral staircase. But when you do get to the top floor, it's lovely decorated. We've got a little chest area over here, furnace section with all our tools, little table and chairs to relax, our precious gems, shulker boxes, music boxes, our enchanting area, and of course our bed over here with the 2 diamond hose above it because we like to keep those close to our head while we sleep. You want the next flower? Are you sure? Well, good for you, it's the Azure. When I think of the Azure flower, I think short, fat, and stumpy, which is exactly what I tried to make this house look like. Using the whiteness of the flower as well as the green, which I actually really like together. I think the 2 colours blend really nicely. This building has a bit of an awkward roof, which took quite a while to build, but then once I did 1/4, I just copied and pasted it because I'm really lazy and I like using World Edit. Although this is one of the smaller flowers in the game, I decided to give it 2 floors rather than just making a simple building like I did the Dandelion. And by this point I was pretty much sick of creating interiors, although I tried to make it look as nice as possible as we glitch out through the floor here by adding in some unique and fun rugs as well as just the usual stuff. And although this is one of my least favourite flowers, this is actually one of my favourite buildings I built today. I really like the design of it and the roof. I just think it looks really nice. And as we head inside, you can see it's a really cool layout as well, as we've got all our stuff we need over here. Flower pots everywhere with the Azure flowers in it, of course. These cool little rugs as well. Some bookshelves and just different things. Upstairs, we've got our enchanting area up here, as well as another cool rug. Tools and paintings and, of course, flowers, as well as a bed over here. A very cool house, and I really like the roof of this place. Shake your hips, it's time for tulips. Now, of course, tulips come in 4 different colours, however they all look identical. I took this into mind as I created these 4 tulips for the towers of our castle, as we changed them to every single colour of the tulip, so no tulip feels excluded. This is the only castle of all the builds today, but because we have the 4 different tulips, I thought it was perfect to make the 4 different turrets. The main building is nothing special. We just got a basic 1-story floored building with 2 little towers and a multicoloured roof there because of all the different colours. I decorated the inner grounds of the castle with loads of the tulips and also some different colours inside the castle as well, using up all the space we had, which was not much seeing as it's a massive castle. Really happy with how this one turned out, however, with the multiple coloured tulips for the towers. We go through the main gate here where you can see all the tulips in the garden, as well as our enchanting areas it wouldn't fit inside. All the different coloured tulips in the flower pots around the castle, of course. Inside we've got this weird sort of multiple coloured rug with all the different colours. Chests over here and upstairs as well, there's not really anything. We've got our bed over here with some bookshelves, seats, more flowers, everything you'd ever need in a house. Feeling lazy? Have a daisy. I chose to take a different approach with the daisy. Where the other flowers I sort of made the house look like the flower as it is in game. With this one I just took the head of the flower and made this sort of circular house with all the petals around the outside and a little bit of a stalk I added on later to make a very fun house with very similar sized rooms. Of course I used some glass on the top as well just to get some light in there, and it doesn't ruin the effect of the flower, and it still looks really awesome from above. On the inside, however, we just had some spruce wood floor, and I decorated each room individually. We had 2 bedrooms, we had an enchanting room, chest room, everything you'd need, everything you've already seen in the other houses, as we've just decorated so many flower houses today. But a really, really cool effect. I love how this turned out. Inside, we've got the main area with a very lovely ceiling, a chest room over here, another chest room over here, 1 bedroom bedroom over here with the yellow, and then one over here with the white bed. Each slightly different, but very similar. Got a little bit of a bookshelf slash fun room over here, armor, tools on the wall. The main crafting area over here with the furnace anvil, crafting table, and of course the enchanting room, which fits very snugly in here. And can of course get some level 30 enchantments. I really like the ceiling, and this room here just looks really nice. Watch your back, it's the Lilac. This flower is of course our first flower that is 2 blocks high, so I decided to make an extra tall house for this. Now I apologise straight away for the layout of this house, as it is incredibly confusing, although it is quite symmetrical, as I did a lot of copy and pasting after making each corner. I wanted to try and make it look like a lilac, and it has all the different flowers coming off it, and the greenery in the centre as well, which the flowers are all coming off of. As for the inside, however, the time-lapse doesn't really do it justice, as it's quite hard to capture what I was doing on the inside, as there was just so many different little nooks and crannies, but let me show you around instead, as you'll get a much better idea. A very complicated but very unique looking house. No flower pots in this one, of course, as the lilacs just don't fit in the flower pots. Inside, we've got our downstairs section with all our tools and stuff. A little living room area over here, some bookshelves. Some lilacs inside on these little planter bits. Up the first staircase, we've got our chest room up here, where you've got all these little nooks and crannies on the side, with all their chests as well. Then we have a ladder up to the next section, where we've got our enchanting area in the centre. We got some bookshelves, more chests around, hidden in the corners, of course, lots of bookshelves. We head up this other little staircase here to the next layer, where it's a sort of just decorative area. There's nothing really to do in this area. We've got some chairs, bookshelves, ender chest, music box, zombie head. Ladder this time up to the final floor, where we got our bed, only small, seeing as it's such a big house. We've got a little planter area, and we've got some bookshelves, and of course, our diamond armor. Hey, we're not in a rush. Have a rose bush. Rather than do another tall building like the lilac, I decided to do this one more like a little bush building. So I built this weird donut shaped house in the centre, where there's a little hole in the middle like a donut would have. And then I added a load of roses on top, you'll see in a second, to give a sort of rose bush type feel. I'll be the first to admit, a donut does not make a great shape for a house. However, I feel like this looks quite effective visually, which is what I was going for with these houses, not really practicality. The inside is a little bit weird, but we managed to fit everything inside of there, but it's hard to show in the time-lapse again, so let me go give you a quick tour. So here's the final design. We've got the loads of little roses around the outside and the big rose in the center with some leaves as well, which is sprouting out from the center of the donut house. Inside we've got all the stuff we'll ever need, some decorative bookshelves, some rose bushes in here, our enchanting area of course, our bed, armor, you know the deal, everything you'll need. We've got this nice little garden in the center with lots of rose bushes, and you can look up to the big rose as well, which actually shelters you from the rain, so it's pretty much a perfect house. The last and the only, we've got a peony. If you watched my gravity block video, you'll know that I now hate peonies, but I did not let that bias affect my making of this peony house, which is very weird in comparison to the other houses, as it looks kind of like the peony, but kind of not at the same time. We've got all these little pink pods, which are meant to be the peony flowers, popping off from all around the edges, and we've got this sort of spiral staircase leading you to all of these in the center as well. This is the only house which I added a farm on in the shape of a leaf, which I kind of changed up after I realised that bit there looked really ugly. The inside of the house has multiple rooms, of course, as we've got all these different pods. We actually made a bit too many, as so some of them are kind of useless, but let's go have a look around the final design. So here it is, a kind of weird looking house, but that doesn't mean it's ugly. It kind of means it's ugly, but let's just say it's not ugly. Let's pretend it's not. Inside, we've got our little crafting furnace area in the center. Then if we look up, we've got loads of little some glowstone sticking around and a spiral staircase, which will take you to the first floor, which is our crafting area of our chests, bookshelves, stuff like that. Up here we've got our enchanting area, which is just very basic. We've got our bedroom up here with some more chests, bookshelves, music discs, everything you'll need. Then a chest room full of all the different types of chests we'll need. And then up here, this is where it just sort of gets decorative. Furnace room up here, quite far away from the other room, but that's okay. And then finally the top floor, we've got our sort of farm area up here as well. Pretty basic rooms like every other house. but a cool, unique, and fun design, if I do say so myself. But there you have it, guys. That's it for today's video. I hope you liked my 10 builds for these 10 flowers that we had. If you've got any ideas for videos like this, make sure to leave them in the comments down below, and also leave a like. It really does help out my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I shall see you another time. Goodbye.